what's up? Man, I sat down to do a video before I left the house and it wasn't gonna go good. I knew it wasn't gonna go good, so I said, well, man, I'll just do this scab style. We'll just do some or some scotch and things, you know. I see. I think us busy folks have to record on the road every once in a while. I'm okay with that. I got the camera in a weird spot. Not sure how well, damn, you in a hurry? What the hell? I'm going 60 miles an hour on the back road. Here comes like a Chevy about to try to run me over. Anyway, it's always a Z71. I mean, like, I ain't got no problem with it. I almost bought one, but it's always a Z71. You gotta pull the fuckers out of the ditch in the snow season. They think, I don't know what it is about Chevy owners. Don't think that four wheels can slide on ice. It ain't icing where I'm at. It rarely ices where I'm at. But when it does, there's a Dodge running around pulling Chevys out the ditch. Anyway, my week in review. I just wanna bullshit with you, with you guys, and kind of like Satchel Dave, I guess. You know, like I had a great week with the AD10. I did. I very much enjoyed carrying the AD10. I've made up my mind. I'm definitely gonna grab up some original goat scales. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go with aluminum or titanium. It's probably gonna be whatever's gonna be available, man. You know, I'm not scared of aluminum. I'm not. You know, like aluminum's a good material, especially like the military grade aluminum that you find all your M4 rifle outfitted with. You know, it's they make M4 frames out of aluminum. I'm not. If it's good aluminum, it's good aluminum. If it's trash aluminum, it's it's trash aluminum. It's same thing goes with steel, man. You know, like, I mean, you got pot metal, you got, you know, good knife blades and all that stuff. There's good and bad and everything. So I trust Original Goat, whatever kind of aluminum they've decided to use on their scales. We got no problem with it. AD15 is what I've got with me today, along with a couple of slip joints. If I have something loaned out, if I've borrowed something from you, I've got vacation days coming up later in the week, Thursday and Friday. Courtney's off all week, so hunting for hookers. She'll be shipping your package out tomorrow. And they'll have all your knives. Speaking of which, we had a bunch of videos recorded and they were set to upload. I've left a few of them set to upload, but the ones that I could tell I wasn't into, or my heart wasn't in, I went ahead and deleted them. I don't want. There's a lot of knives. This comes from a couple of different things, man. It's like, one, like I didn't have enough experience with the knife I just had it in front of me, and I didn't have enough experience with the knife to actually put out a good video. But it didn't mean I didn't like the knife. There's a lot of knives that I liked that I went ahead and done away with because I can see myself purchasing those knives in the future, getting a little bit of time with them, and actually being able to give you a real review. So I very much, very, very, very much appreciate everybody that sent knives in. Everything did not. A lot of the stuff did get recorded. A lot of the stuff got deleted. I ain't sweating coming out with so many videos, just popping them out one after another, just for the sake of it, and just flooding content. I think it hurt worse. You can tell. You can tell I'm not in it, and I'm not in it. A lot of it was just overwhelming. It's not. And I don't blame that on nobody. Man, Rusty Knife Lover sent me 40-something knives, and I absolutely had a ball checking them out. But when it was time to get them in front of the camera, I was kind of lost. I was like, is this the Rough Rider? Which one is this? Which one is that? And man, those Rough Rider knives are exquisite. For the quality or for the price point, they're extremely high quality. Couldn't be more proud to find myself purchasing some of those Rough Riders and playing around with them and checking them out. They're I kind of am digging these slip joints right now. Rusty, I'll talk to you on Instagram later, but I have some mixed. I need to get your knives back to you at the same time. I got a camping trip coming up, and I want to use your fixed blade, the Work Tough gear, small fixed blade, a little bushcrafting knife. And I know you said you didn't mind and you wasn't in a hurry, but I was thinking about shipping like most of your knives back to you and asking if I could borrow a few of them for just a little bit longer. But I'll talk to you about that later, man. We'll touch base. We'll see what's going on. So there was a video that Neves popped up, man. It was like integrated fragrance and knives. He was like, if you like this knife, you'll probably like this fragrance. A lot of you guys may know, may not know. I don't know, man. Like me and Courtney dabble in perfumery. We have a lot of raw materials. So we have a lot of friends in the community that have their own perfume businesses. Some of those people have taught us everything we know about making perfume. I use perfume as a gender fluid type of thing because this might not be the time and the place to go over this, but perfume is a concentration level. So is cologne. Cologne is, like say 5 to 8%, maybe up to 10% in fragrance concentration. Where that means your raw materials are diluted down with alcohol up to 95% alcohol, 5% regular, rest of the stuff. The rest of the stuff is raw materials. However much stuff is in there, in your formula, that's going to be like the longer lasting it'll be. So it moves from a cologne to a eau de toilette or a eau de toilet spray if you're southern. So eau de toilette is roughly 12 to 15, 16%. It can go all the way up to 19% before it is considered once it crosses that 20% raw materials, it's a eau de parfum. Eau de parfum means water of, and the parfum is through the vapors. That's French for through the vapors or through the fumes, right? So you got 20% is a eau de parfum. Then like if you reach that 25%, you go extrait de parfum. So extrait de parfum. So this is getting high concentration stuff. And then you got parfum, which is, it can still be concentrated. It can definitely still be considered you can still dilute it with alcohol. You can have an alcohol based parfum, probably I don't know, 35-40%, something like that. And then you got attar, and that's going to be perfume oil that's non-concentrated, just a little dab of it, put it on you, and you're done. That's the way a lot of Middle Easterners wear their jasmines and stuff like that. Anyway, man, that video he did, fragrances. If you like this knife, you like his fragrance, kind of kept me busy all weekend. I didn't really have much of a weekend, but it kind of kept me busy. He had a Alexandria formula that I can't remember what it's called, but you need to go watch that video if you like fragrances. And he said this is Baccarat 540 and a Ventus, Creed Ventus, mixed together. The perfumer, the nose behind the fragrance has created it on purpose like that because it was an extremely popular storyteller. That's what they call it in the perfume world, is storytelling. When you mix two fragrances together and like you're telling a story. So that's a general terminology that's used by perfumers and people alike. So I've got some of that stuff sprayed right here that I sprayed yesterday, and it still smells. and I got on this video and I was like, why would you waste perfectly good Baccarat 540? And Baccarat 540 is that's a Maison Francis Kurkdjian like original. It's beautiful, man. It's a great unisex, I believe. I think it's geared more toward. I know some females that wear it, but I believe it's geared more toward masculinity. But it's a great fragrance, man. And a Ventus is one that is extremely popular. They can't sell enough of it. It doesn't matter how bad they screw up the batch codes. So batch codes is a thing, man. Like say 2016 Aventus is considered to be extremely tarry because birch tar is one of the primary heavier molecules that you're going to dry into. And since Creed is mostly a company that uses mostly natural materials when they can, and even I was talking a little bit. We didn't get in depth, but he was talking about pineapple, the pineapple in Aventus, and he was saying, they use natural materials. And I was like, fortunately, pineapple doesn't have an essential oil that can be extracted from it. You can't go buy pineapple essential oil, but there is a aroma molecule called amyl allyl glycolate or allyl amyl glycolate. There's amyl acetate. There's allyl glycolate. Whether it's a glycolate or alcohol or acetate, it just depends. That's the distillation process, as how heavy is that molecule, when is it going to evaporate, and as it evaporates off of your skin, like how much sillage was a term that we, how far away from a person does it, do you have to be before you can smell their perfume, and cheaper stuff, and admittedly, my definition of cheaper stuff is probably going to be $150 to $200 and back down. I'm not trying to, I'm not a fragrance snob. There's several cheap fragrances I do love, but that's budget fragrances, and most of those are going to be a 1 to 2 foot sillage, and that's fine. That's perfect, especially for office environments and stuff like that. And there's a lot of higher dollar fragrances that they're not powerhouses when it comes to sillage, but like they leave excellent skin scents, and skin scents is a lot of times what you're wanting, especially if you're going to be intimate with your partner later on, so it stays close, but it has it's not trying to attract attention. It's trying to concentrate the attention to those that are close to you. So playing with perfume is cool, man. I've rambled on about perfume for a long time. That's how little I had to do with knives this week. But I do have some. If you're still here at this point, I've got some really cool knives on the way. Me and Dave worked out some deals. We're doing a little bit of swapping around. He's hard-headed, man. Satu Dave is hard-headed. He wouldn't he's hard-headed in a good way, but at the same time, if what's going on is what I think's going on, I'm getting a way better deal. That's just how Dave operates. But I tried to communicate a more fair deal, and or what I perceived to be a more fair deal. He didn't think I was getting a good enough deal. So I'm not sure. We'll touch base on that. But regardless, he's sending me a few cool knives when he can send me some regrinds back. If you're still watching at this point, the regrinds, he did a 940. He showed that on last week's video. So last Sunday, you'll be able to see the 940 that has a broken tip from Benchmade. That's the knife that started the channel, and I'm pleased to say that I don't care how much I like that knife. That knife's going to be given away at 1,000 subscribers. Somebody will win that knife at 1,000 subscribers. That is the knife that started this channel. So it's there's not a better point in which I can give that away. Don't advertise it. It doesn't matter. I'm not surfing for subscribers anymore. We're not trying to push them. But when the time comes and we have those 1,000 subscribers, we will give that Benchmade away to somebody who's around the channel. So I'm not gonna mention that giveaway whatsoever in this, in the title or the description of this video. Another knife that he did a regrind on was the Becker BK18. The BK18 is a fixed blade I carried a lot. I blew the blade on it. You guys may remember it. You don't, you can look up some videos. He did a hollow grind on that blade, and it turned out looking good, looking really good. Like I'm extremely satisfied with what with the way that turned out. Said he wants me to use it, give him some feedback, tell him whether I believe he went too deep or not enough, if he could have went further, whatever's going on. Like I'm not going to be heavily critical of it regardless. I'll tell them my honest feedback, but after I do use it, that may very well be a 1,000 subscriber giveaway too. It was one of the first fixed blades that I picked up that I was extremely excited about. Like that was the K-bar. Like I put aftermarket scales on it. We dumped some money into it. Like it's not a whole lot, man. Just I think I spent $35-$40 on them scales, and they're rosewood. Like I just like that knife. I do. I like that knife, but it's had a lot of use, and now it's been reground by Satu Dave, and so has the 940. And there's not like who else has hollow ground Benchmade 940s? I'll tell you who. Like people who pay $400 or $500 to get one reground. That's who. That's who has them. Like regardless of the value that you put on it, a hollow ground 940. Whenever you see, it might not cost that much with everybody. Just take transparent knives for example. And man, I am not saying his stuff isn't worth the money. I definitely see the value. But like if he puts a 940 together, it's got a hollow ground blade. It'll look different. It'll be a different type of look. And there's somebody else, and I can't remember who it is. He's got a website and he sells reground 940 blades. Or they're not. I don't even know if they're reground, y'all. Like some of them are like cleavers, some of them are sheep's foot, some of them are drop points. Like he makes different blades and he sticks them in there, and they're a couple $100. He just sells them just for the blade, at that price. What Dave has done is he's kept true to the original style of the blade, so it is a reverse time toe, or what we would call a spade blade. So it's an original spade blade 940, but it's got a hollow point, and it looks good. It looks really good. Let's just go over there and check out the channel. Last Sunday's video, he shows that knife off, and I'm really proud of where it come. Where it ended up. The Becker, I will use it. I'll use it because like he asked me to. He asked me to use it and give him some feedback. So that's what we'll do. We'll use it. We'll give him some feedback. But more than likely will be a 1,000 subscriber giveaway too. I'm not sure if we'll do a one winner takes all type thing. There will be some other stuff in that giveaway. But like I said, there's no reason in going out and advertising it, man. Let's just keep it. Let's keep it organic. Let's keep it between us. Like me and you, the people who clicked on this video and are still here at 18 minutes. That's who I want to win this thing, man. So we'll do the drawing. Patreon update is we don't have an update because we're lazy or whatever. But we got $411 in the Patreon right now. In my free time, what little I've had, I have tried to do some shopping around and stuff, looking at Chris Reeves and Kosi's and Sabenzas, large variations, and seeing what's out there. We've also had a lot of suggestions. I think maybe 8 out of the 11 Patreon members that we have are also okay with a Spartan Harsey folder full size. So we've been looking at those. We've got some knives in mind, but these knives aren't going to last forever. This is the problem we've been running into. Is we'll get a knife together. We'll be like, okay, this knife right here is cool. Like I think they'll like that knife. I like that knife. And so what happens is we end up like saving that knife. Going back a couple days later, it's gone. Like, so what we'll have to do is we'll have to do something on a live. We'll have to act fast. So I believe what we're gonna do is we're gonna go live. We're gonna take all the suggestions that we had We had suggestions for Chavez's or Chavez knives. We had a suggestion for the Spartan Harsey folder, and I think there was somebody suggested a Spyderco Shaman. I think that's a pretty good suggestion too, but that's a much cheaper knife. It don't matter to me. I don't care. Like if you leave some money in the account, and that just goes toward the next giveaway. But we also had a lot of we had a lot of people say anybody can buy a Spyderco at just about any given time. So like I tend to agree with this. Like, I mean, I know the Shaman is much more expensive, and maybe it's a generic way of looking at things, but I do believe Spydercos are easier to come by, and easier to fit into your budget. You don't have to save up as long for them, even if you do have to save up for them. And there's been some Spydercos I've saved up for, but if you have to save up for a Spyderco, it's not going to be like saving up for a $500 knife. I mean, unless it's a $500 Spyderco. They do exist, right? Regardless, okay. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to act fast. We'll do this on a live at some point. Like I said, we got vacation days coming up. I've got Thursday and Friday off this week. We got around surrounding Halloween, I believe. I've got a few days off. So at some point between now and Halloween, we should be able to give a Patreon knife away, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that. But no sense in advertising it. We've got plenty of money in the budget to be able to pick up something nice. We've seen some Makosi's sell for $400. Large Makosi's, plain Jane models and stuff like that are used. We've seen some Spartan Harseys on nav sale for $350, $375. Used or pre-owned. So like, there's stuff out there that we can definitely fit into the budget that's considered nice. It won't be brand new. We'll have to wait a couple more months, maybe even 3. It's like $650 is the numbers that we're looking at then. But good quality, used or whatever, we can definitely work with that. Now the Chavez, I had a few people comment about Chavez knives because, they're cool knives, right? But like, I think, I can't remember who it was, said maybe a Chavez actually fits better than a Chris Reeve and a Spartan because of just because of the channel, the channel that it's coming from. Maybe so, man. Like, this knife is just, it's totally up to you guys. So I've rambled on long enough. I'm at a destination. I'm at a good stopping point. So it's just rambling with me, man. I haven't had a lot of knife news. I don't have anything new to really show you guys from my collection, but we do have some stuff on the way I'm excited about. So should be looking forward to that. Maybe we can squeeze it. We've got a camping trip coming up next weekend, but hopefully we can. Not hopefully, we will squeeze a live in somewhere. And in this live, we will figure something out about the Patreon thing. We will probably have the Benchmade back and the Becker back by the time we go live. And a few new knives to talk about. So anyway, man, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. You guys are great. We'll catch you on the flip side.